Hey everyone, it's Danny Drew, and we're back for another day of the Chill Sleep series. Wherever you are at in the world, I appreciate you being here, sharing your time, your energy. Let's have a great game. Now, very quickly looking at this position, we are in the 4th position, which most of the time is not where you want to be. But there are some boards that do cater to 4th pretty well. And just at the initial response of this board, I'm noticing that we have a lot of really good opportunity. So for example, the 9, 5, 10 on the left and the right are both very good. We also see the 8, 3, 10, which is a Orweed sheep pick. And then there's a lot of brick here in the center. So in a way, when I see 4th and I see that there are many different opportunities, I generally get pretty excited about it. Now, all sorts of shenanigans are happening here. I'm not sure what is going on, but that's okay. What I think we're going to do, well, okay. This is incredibly interesting. Now it just becomes a question of how do we want to play this game? 6, 5, 11, very good. We can do 8, 3, 10 with the 6, 5, 11. Just enough things to trade there. And what I'm thinking is we can actually point left. I actually think there's a pretty good shot that we get the 8, 4, 4, 11, maybe even get to the 9, 3, 11 ourselves. What else can we do? There is this 8, 3, 4 at the top. Maybe like 8, 3, 4, point right, 6, 5, 11. You pick up 6, 3. You play kind of like a fun little road game. But what I like about this is I feel like because orange has gone 10, 5, 4, it's a very risky pick. Namely because 9, 10 to 8, 10 is really good. So why don't we trust ourselves? And I could point right. The question is who takes this? Potentially orange. So not going to risk it. We could also point it left. The idea of 9, 5, 12. I want to play a risk-free game. I want to have a position where I know I'm going to be able to move. I think 8, 4 is a fantastic option for us, which is going to help our poor play. We have just a good blend of resources here. I appreciate every single one of you that come to the channel and share your love. It really is an amazing thing to be able to play a board game that you're passionate about or do anything that you're passionate about, but then have other people show up, share their love, share their passion as well. So I just want to say thank you for that. Red takes 8, 3, 4. Makes a lot of sense. They're kind of going with a pretty diverse game. The wood can be traded for brick. Best wheat, good sheep. I like it. I think if you're orange here, it's probably something like 9, 3, 11 or 8, 4 or 6, 3. I love it. I love playing these games sometimes where you think you know, but you really don't. It makes sense though, because with Orange's decision here, he does get a port. Ooh, so 9, this is open. That's incredible. Well, now my goal is to probably get to the 9, 5, 12. And I can do that because I can do brick for wood here. So let's do this. Brick for wood. We're going to run This is a red trade. Red takes this trade most of the time. Yep. And then let's do one more brick for wood here. We can also look at something like this. Excuse me, sorry. Maybe with blue. We're going to backtrack. Thank you, sir. Big block. Big block. I definitely don't want orange getting any wheat opportunities. But now we need a wood and we need a wheat. Both can be kind of tough. Uh-oh. Orange is back. Okay, orange. Gets a brick. Just go elsewhere. Let's not have this fight. Senseless violence. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That's a fantastic roll. That's a fantastic trade. So immediately we get the 9-5-12. And if we roll the 3, we can actually buy a development card. I'm liking this game more and more. Okay. So let's see, can we trade? Maybe a blue trade? Probably not though. And honestly, because of the amount of brick that we have, it's nice to hold the wood. Obviously buying a development card would be nice, but I just feel we have so many big spots on this board that I'd rather get our spots down and then let our flexibility in production give us more options long term. So I'm going to pass. I'm feeling optimistic. We do have rolls for a road settle. Not there, but other places we do have rolls. I do think now that we have the 9-5-12, it's really important that we get 8-4. I don't think blue is really incentivized to go for it. Okay. We're going to see if we can grab the wheat here. Maybe wheat for sheep. I'm also willing to part with the ore because we already have all this ore in the 9 and the 10. Okay. Red has a lot of good blocks here. The 6 is a block. The 5 is a block. Yep. Makes complete sense. Though we're okay with this on the basis that we actually have a lot of brick on the 6. So from that standpoint, not a big deal. And ore. I'm excited. I have a nice weekend ahead of me. Do I buy a development card? What do you think at home? You know, I'm kind of the mind. You know, sometimes you get that Catan intuition. I don't know what it is. Most of the time I'd buy a dev. We are blocked. But something tells me if we play our cards right, we can actually get a city the next turn. So from that standpoint, maybe I can initiate a trade here. I'm only 2 cards away. Nope, no dice. And when you have 6 cards in hand, you're not really close to the 7. He's only got 2 cards. No. Perfect. Now, Catan logic says blue is at 4. I am at... Okay. I'm at 3. I do have the cool color though, so I might get robbed again here. I do. That sucks. That sucks. But that's okay. That's okay. I do think we still beat blue. Yeah, let's do it. This is a good trade for us. Economically speaking, we have a lot of ore and just a little bit of wheat. So this is a trade I like. I also like the idea of getting the settle materials out of blue's hand so that he doesn't gun for this road settle or the 8-4. Big block. Really big block. I think red has done a wonderful job so far. We'll have to shift our attention to him, but it does look like we're going to have a good shot for the 9 or the 10 to drop a city. And the 12 as well. Remember the Catan intuition. Let's see if it pays off. It doesn't. But nothing to fear here. I suppose this would be looking at red. I'm also willing to do this. I think now in light, we do have a lot of sheep. I want to slow down red a bit. I think he has a lot of potential. Road builder is fantastic. This block, it's at least 6. Oh, great roll. Now we do technically have the 8 and the 6 for the road settle. Be nice if we could pick 11-4 up, but that's not happening. But what I do think is good here is after we get on the... No, we're not going to do this trade. Unless... Come on. Okay. That's a great roll. What do you think? Do you think we can take down red? In a way, it doesn't really matter. But I do think what we can do is we can start to buy devs. Wow, he's cooking. That's why we got to really hit this 8. Red is doing phenomenal. There we go. Okay, we are seeing some blue stuff happening. Because we're only going to go road settle here, the big question is what do we do? Oof, man, he's doing so well right now. He is 7. The few times you put it out there and it comes back. Is he going to keep hitting me? That's the question. He probably should, but I am on 3 points. Again, I do have the cool color, so he might think that's a problem, but massive 7 here. So in light of this, let's go get our port. Do we buy a dev? Oh, do we buy a dev? I think so. Knight is fine. And that way we can apply pressure. I'm not as concerned about blue, but I think red has just really good potential. So I want to slow him down. We kind of need another 7 here, because it's really tough now that he's got the 2 ports incoming. He's got the city on the 9-5-10, which is absolutely diabolically good. But we've got some decent blocks against him. Can we... Oh, he's a genius. Does he have everything he needs for the settle, though? He's missing a brick. Yep. So we're going to get multiple cards out of him here. We can also do this, which I quite like. It's a good trade for him. It's a good trade for me. Yep. It's great. He'll settle. And then what we can do is we can hit the 8 here, which is great block for us. And look at that. Look at that. One of the challenges, though, is because of the way we built our roads, we are kind of a little bit of an issue here, right? We don't want to take road, so we're not going to. I also kind of like the idea of holding, because maybe we might want to forego dropping roads to buy more development cards. That is a situation where you take that trade every day. Yep, that's a wonderful trade for us. Now, if the 9 rolls, or we get back-to-back or rolls, we can actually port for the city, which is really good. So I like the pacing of that play. Perfect. We need a 9 or 10 here. So instead of me dropping the road, I'm going to have to end up porting. Oh. Let's see here. Can I drop a city? Double dev, also wonderful play for us. You can also just dev once and stay patient. There you go. That's a city, folks. So let's see if there's an ore on the board. Okay. I do think the right play here is the 8-3-10. We want to try to equalize what red is doing on devs, so that 10 is now effectively only just one extra ore for him. And of course, if the 3 ever rolls, then having the 2 wheat will be fantastic to keep the development cards flowing. Big 7 here. Sensible block would be the 10. It stops, it's a 5 card roll and it's ore. So it makes a ton of sense for blue. Fantastic. And rightfully, we should be robbed there. We have a window now where if we can take army, then we're 1 road away from the double play. But so far, this has been a very just straightforward game. Don't want to be stressing. We have a lot of outs here. No one, and this is something you'll see, by the way, when you're playing lower levels of Catan, no one's buying devs. Now, understandably, there's not that much ore in the ecosystem, but you normally see a couple devs here and there. So let's see if we can grab. No, this is a good example of leverage, right? He needs to settle. He has an extra wood and sheep. A lot of people will take this trade. There you go. You've got to find the leverage. You have to find the deals. That's a very common mistake players make, where they do 1-for-1 for both their available resources. And all of a sudden, you know what your leverage is. So you've got to be careful when you are trying to make those trades. Like, he pretty much telegraphed what he was willing to give. I'm concerned. Yep. Big mistake here. Red needs to be buying development cards, but they're going for a port. They're going for a port that actually doesn't give them much usage. So I'm not a fan of this necessarily, but that's okay. We could port for. The problem is here. If we port for an ore, then 10-9 rolls were inactive. If we port for the wheat and the 3 rolls, we're going to have a ton of wheat in hand. So I'm actually okay holding here. We could drop a road, but it doesn't serve us much purpose. I think we can hold. Perfect. Now, you can make the claim that wheat's just always good in this situation, but I like to play risky. Man, how many 5s have we lost? And there you go. Poor red. I think if you're red here, you need to be blocking something like the 8. They're going to block the 6. Wrong. They're going to not steal from me. Wrong. But yeah, very interesting. And that's why you block the 8, folks. So let's see here. Can I do a trade with red? I know he just rolled the 2 wheat. Maybe. He might look at this as some kind of diversity in his hand, but we also have the port. Yop's fine. So one way we could win this is we could road for 8, settle, and then city. It's also another path. Will we get a 5? Undisturbed. Perfect block. Perfect steal. Now blue's in a bad place. Blue is settled out. I think if you're blue here, yes, you need ore. You're going to have to do a lot of porting to make that happen. But they also probably need to start thinking about dropping roads. Wow. Okay, dokie, man. Why don't we just drop a road? I kind of like holding here. We can settle. We can buy a dev. We can hold, right? Everything puts us over. We can hold. Why not? We're playing risky, folks. All right, there's another city for 9 points. one thing when you have a year of plenty, a lot of people will make the mistake to use it too early. And it's just like a weird thing. So I would highly recommend stay patient. A lot of times, like as I've grown as a player, I found I try to like use the year of plenty only if I have a stock hand. Now, there are situations for pacing purposes. You want to start buying more development cards. I have to be robbed here. Oh, that's a massive steal. Big steal. But I usually find I like to hold a Yop as long as possible to give me more options, right? If I can action my hand with trades or just I naturally can do something without the Yop, I like to lean on that and not necessarily just use the Yop. It's a good little tip. I think it takes an immense amount of discipline. Big trade here, by the way. Big trade for blue. Though a little strange, these cards probably aren't as useful as you would think. Okay, let's get some rolls here. That's a roll. I think here we are going to take another city. Let's see what rolls. 3 is just straight up a city. We can also buy a dev. Buying a dev and then the VP, we pretty much win next turn, assuming we hold road. It's very interesting. We can cut down the middle. Oh, kind of fun, right? Imagine we take this trade and just drop 2 roads. Okay, he gave 2 wood and got an ore. Well, we know the tin hasn't rolled. So red's probably going to be, ooh, wow, 7 points. Big 7 here. That is a brutal roll for our boy blue. We're just going to do that. I think here you just take a city. At this point, we can probably win on production. Yep, there we go. So now 8 plus anything wins, more or less. And it's interesting because red has all these amazing rolls and all this production, but he's kind of in a weird spot, right? He didn't buy development cards, which definitely didn't help him here. And now everything wins with the exception of that. So what do we do here? Maybe we drop a road. I'm okay with dropping the road. In principle, it protects the spot. It extends our game. And we're just going to keep going. Okay, there we go. So now they have to drop 3 roads to take it. But here's the problem, right? Blue is kind of preoccupado. That's the win. You can give it to us, sir. Ooh. So he gave a brick to red. So red would need 4 roads. So he would need to loop the 5. We have to remember too, we could just settle. Like, I believe this is actually the win. Wow, what's going on there? Oof. Okay. Why don't we leave this hand? I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling like maybe we're gonna pop for the win. I mean, we're definitely losing a card, but I am thrilled to see the 7 here on red. It's a good day. Yep. Wonderful block. Wow. Orange doesn't want to play Catan. Doesn't want a ball. Is this the second? Wow. This guy. Okay. 3's our only winning roll. We do dev with an 8 or a 4. A 5 we dev. always pulling for it, folks. You have to understand. Double brick, huh? Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out, giving your support. I am so thrilled for you to be here to learn the ways and strategies of Catan. It's a wonderful game. It's full of depth and strategy, good vibes, good people. So let's do this. Let's say GG, say thank you. Have a wonderful day. And remember, be kind. Pop, pop, boom, boom. Sad face. All right, well, we didn't get it. We didn't get it, but that's okay. All right, but now we get the 3. Now we get the 3. The timing was horrible there. And by the way, let it be known, boy Red, who should 7 here. Oh my God, he's gonna take road for the win. We're cooked. All right, bring it back down. Bring it back down, chat. We have seen time and time again, Red 7 out. We need him to 7. He's got a monster hand. That is such a good trade for Red. I'm getting too hyped. I'm trying. This happened in the last episode, guys. We need a 7 here. Baby Jesus 7. Oh. He's at least taking road. It's funny. I wonder if Red sees the wraparounds here. Some players would just build to the 8. Absolutely not. We have the win. Absolutely not. Wow. Is that a city into longest road? Red is a trading magician. Okay. He is citying. Does he have a perfect hand with 4 roads? All right, we need to calm down. It is interesting. It seems Red is getting a lot of trades here. Something tells me he's going to start roading. Well, he made a mistake. He had to take the longest of roads. He didn't. And folks, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say we appreciate your support. And that is how you win Catan. Now, I got a little bit too hyped there. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to get my energy in the right place for this series. So I apologize. It's supposed to be the chill, relaxed series, but hopefully you had fun with that. Like I said at the beginning, I really appreciate you coming out, sharing your support. It really does mean a lot. And I get so much enjoyment out of this that I hope you learn and you find the joy that I find in this game too. So guys, that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I want to say is somebody that you have been missing, give them a call or send them a text, right? Just let them know you're thinking about them. Sometimes we forget that, you know, to keep the people we know and love close. Do that for me, okay? All right, y'all. Have a wonderful week. I'll catch you soon. Dandy is out. Oh, stats for you. Stats. Now I'm actually out.